Right, so today it's Q&A time. So basically I went onto Instagram the other day and asked for questions, whether that was football related or not, it didn't really matter, and I got quite a lot through. I think I got over 60 questions through or something like that. I'm going to try and quick fire them as much as possible so I can answer as many as possible in this video. Oh, look at that voice. Can you tell I've just got out of bed? So without further ado, let's get on with the Q&A. First question, thoughts on Dundee FC and their fans? Their fans were very passionate at the derby, I know that, and I'm assuming they're just like any other fans who want their team to do well. I don't really have any specific thoughts on any sets of fans really. Football fans are football fans, we're all the same, we're all fickle in our own way, where we want the best for our team and shouting at the manager, shouting at refs, anything. So I didn't really have an opinion. As I said, they were passionate at the derby, so that's all you can really do, is be passionate and want your team to win. What's my second Scottish team? I've got to say, even though the guy put after this in brackets, we won't call you plastic, I don't have a second Scottish team at all. My first team is Dunfermline Athletic, and it always will be. I've never really said that I have a second team. I've went to other games, but that means nothing. That doesn't make it my second team, so my second team is none. What is the best football game I've been to? Now, obviously the Dundee Derby has to be up there because it is one of the ones that I've always wanted to go to within Scottish football. In terms of a Dunfermline game, there's a top three, and it was Ayr away in the Scottish Cup, I think, when David Hopkirk rounded the Ayr goalie, slotted it away, and then after full time, Sean Murdoch and Ben Richards Everton ran up to the away fans. Sean Murdoch jumped in the away end to get in with the celebrations. That was a mental day in itself. A few years before that, Stenhousemuir 4, Dunfermline 5. That was one of my first real seasons of supporting Dunfermline, where I knew basically quite a lot about the game, football. And it was a crazy game. I think we were 4-2 down in the last 10 minutes and won 5-4, so that was a crazy game. And then in recent years, in the 2015-16 season, when we beat Dundee 3-1 at East Park in the League Cup, I remember when that third goal went in, it was crazy. Fans running on the pitch, celebrating with the players, and me by myself that night, booting the wall. That's probably my three most memorable games for Dunfermline, and then in general, it has to be the Dundee Derby. Messi or Ronaldo? Messi. Best signing in the Championship this season, and I can't say Shankland, apparently, according to the question. I'm going to go for Dario Zanata by Partick Thistle. I think they got him on a 2-year deal. Hearts let him go for whatever reason, and now he finds himself at Firhill, and I just think that he's one of the standout players in this league. Of course, if I could have said Shankland, he would have been first. What motivates you to keep doing YouTube? Basically, the support, and the fact that I just genuinely love making content, and I do it on basically every social media platform, so it is an easy job for me to do really. It's not a job, but you know what I mean, it's an easy thing for me to keep up because it's just the line of stuff that I love doing. I love designing, I love being able to be creative as much as I want because it's just me and a camera, so I can do whatever I want on this channel. What motivates me to keep doing YouTube, as I said, that and all the support that I get, because without the support you'd probably feel a bit down about it all. What was the first Dunfermline game I went to / can remember? My first Dunfermline game, I might have went to once when I was really wee, but when I properly started supporting Dunfermline, my first game was Dunfermline v Partick Thistle on March the something 2010, and we lost 2-1, I believe, that night. It wasn't a great game at all, and I don't know why I chose to go back, but I did after that game, and now I'm stuck. The bug is in me. Game you want to see most outside of the UK? There's a lot. I'd probably like to see Barcelona v Real Madrid, or the other way around, just because it's going to have so much talent on the pitch. What is my favourite video? I suppose that means what is my favourite video that I've filmed, and am I going to have to say the Dundee Derby again, just because, I mean, it's the most atmospheric game that I've ever been at? Probably. And the reaction that it's got, you can't argue with that being up there for the best video. that I've made. Who do you think's set to win the Premiership and the Championship? For my Premiership prediction, I said Celtic back at the end of July, and I'm going to stick with that for the Premiership. For the Championship, I've already kind of went over it, that I said Dundee in my prediction video, but I've said like last week in a video about Dundee United that I do think they will win the Championship now, and I don't think there's many people who will disagree on that front. Best developing player in the Pars setup, I'll go for Lewis McCann. He's got the right build for it, and if he can just get everything to click at the one time, I think that he will be a good player for us in the future. Top 4 predictions for the Championship. Dundee United first. Oh, I can't even mind who I put for the rest of them. Probably Dundee second. I'll just flip them about from my initial prediction video. Third, I think I had Partick Thistle up there, but I don't know now. I'll say Inverness third, and I'll stick with us for fourth, because I just want to be positive about my own team. How do you think Glenn Whelan will do this season? Obviously, he's just signed for Hearts. He's got to be one of the most experienced heads in the SPFL, and he's got to prove that. Hearts obviously not doing well at all now. Hearts can't afford to be a team that sits outside the top 6, so if they've got any chance of doing that, their experienced players have to start coming to the fore and taking some responsibility. So Glenn Whelan, he has to do that. What exams did I do? I did Nat 5 Maths the first time and failed it, did it the second time and got a D, so basically failed it. I've got Higher English, Higher Admin, Higher Music, Nat 5 Modern Studies, and I don't know if you can count a D as a pass or a fail, but we'll just say I've got Nat 5 Maths. Best moment at the Dundee Derby. It's a tough one, it really is a tough one, because meeting a lot of yous was probably the biggest highlight, but the game itself, I have to say, would have been when that Dundee goal went in and then it got chopped off for offside, because when they were cheering and they didn't notice the goal had been called for offside, and then the Dundee United fans came in with all the cheering because they realised it was offside, I genuinely felt like I had a loud ringing in my ear, because it was basically 14,000 people just cheering, and it was a crazy feeling, and I don't think I'll ever experience anything like that ever again. Can you see YouTube becoming your full-time job, and would I do other work alongside it if I did? You always want it to become your full-time job, there's no doubt about that, but it just really depends obviously, because you need to get good numbers to be able to do a YouTube job full-time. I would love to run it like I do just now and then do something else on the side. I've been looking at stuff like that in the last few months. I've been applying for apprenticeships, looking at different jobs, and just deciding what one was right for me to be able to continue this stuff as well. For example, a part-time retail position wouldn't enable me to be going to football games and doing this as well. So I want to build this up as much as possible, and it's about finding the right thing to go alongside that. At the moment I'm at college, that is the perfect thing to go alongside this right now, but I'm still looking for jobs and apprenticeships at the same time. So the answer to that is, if the opportunity comes along, I'd love to do YouTube full time, but the reality probably is that I'll always have to find something to do alongside it. Favourite food? I do love dairy products. That's probably my favourite type of food. I couldn't really pinpoint a specific food, but I do love dairy stuff. Can you drive? Nope, but I'm doing lessons at this stage. I'm hoping to be able to drive by the start of next year. Who do you want in the Scottish Cup when it comes? You always want a team that you've never really played, so I'd love to go to one of the ones that I've not ticked off my SPFL 42. So let's say Pittodrie, Rugby Park, Lynx Park Montrose, Global Energy Stadium, Ross County, Borough Briggs, Elgin City. So that's probably the ones I'd like to tick off. Opinions on the displays in the North West Stand. Insert pictures here. Really good stuff. There's no doubt that it improves the atmosphere, and when the fans have got their flags out and stuff like that, it really does kinda, as I said, build that atmosphere, so long may they continue. Best and worst game you've ever been to. I'm going to take this Pars related. I'm going to say that my favourite game I've ever been to was that Dundee League Cup game, just because of the feeling around it. East End Park was buzzing that night, and aye, it was just a crazy night. And the worst ever game I've been to has to be in season 2014-15, the season before the Dundee game, and it was only about 6 months before the Dundee game. We went to Stranraer away and lost 5-1, and I think there was only about 90 or so Dunfermline fans there. It was pissing down with rain, and it just wasn't a great day at all. Losing 5-1 to a part-time team, and the feeling around the club at that time was horrendous. Then we went on in the season after to go and win promotion back into the Championship, so it was really a flip-flop feeling at that time, supporting Dunfermline, but in the space of 6 months, that's my best and worst game. Favourite ground that's not East End Park? Somerset Park. What made you support Dunfermline? Basically the link between my granddad, my dad and myself. So aye, it was a family connection thing. I didn't really even like football before I started supporting Dunfermline. My granddad started supporting them, took my dad along to games for about 20 years, and then I started going along, and I've been going ever since 2010. But aye, that's it for this video guys. Cheers for watching. That was a lot of questions to go through, so if you did enjoy it, please give it a like, comment down below any other questions you've got, and I'll answer them in the comments below. Subscribe for more of this type of content, and until the next video, I'll see you then. Cheers guys.